A pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin, can you stand for the board's prayer too, Mr. Charles?
Good morning, everyone. Please bow your heads and get ready to pray. Almighty God, we thank you for assembling us here today in harmony and in brotherhood. We ask, dear God, that as we attempt to carry out our mandate of serving humanity through cricket, you will guide us on our deliberations, inspire us, and be the cornerstone of all that we build. Let us with serenity accept in your name the things that we cannot change. Let us with conviction summon the courage to change the things we can, and let us have the wisdom to make the right choices. Dear God, harmonize our thoughts and our actions. Guide us in all that we say and all that we do. And at the end of the day, may our decisions be pleasing to you, satisfying to ourselves, and all those in whose service we labor. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. You may have your seats. Distinguished sponsor, Fial Footwear and Clothing for the Under-19 Youth Development Inter-Zone Tournament 2026. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board and Vice President of Cricket West Indies, Mr. Altaf Bash. Mr. Azim Basarat, First Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, Mr. Altaf Bash, and most importantly, Mr. Nicholas Premchand, Managing Director of Fial Footwear and Clothing, executive members of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, coaches, managers, members of the media, invited guests, and most importantly, our talented under-19 cricketers from the various zones. It is indeed my honor and privilege to serve as chairman of proceedings at the opening of this important under-19 zonal tournament. Today is not just the start of a competition, it is the continuation of a vision. A vision for structured youth development, disciplined preparation, and the building of the next generation of national and West Indian cricketers. This tournament represents opportunity for young players to showcase their talent, opportunity for selectors to identify emerging excellence, opportunity for zones to demonstrate the strength of their development program. To our sponsor, we express sincere appreciation for your commitment to youth cricket. Your investment is not merely financial, it is an investment in character, discipline, leadership, and the future of Trinidad and Tobago cricket. Partnerships like this are critical to sustaining and strengthening cricketing pathway. To our players, this tournament is about more than runs and wickets. It's about attitude, respect for the game, teamwork, and mental toughness. Every innings, every spell, every fielding effort is an audition, not only for higher honors, but for the standards you set for yourselves. To the coaches and managers, thank you for the guidance, preparation, and the mentorship you continue to provide. Youth cricket thrives because of your dedication. And to the media, we thank you for helping to highlight and promote youth cricket, ensuring that the achievements of these young athletes are recognized nationally. As we declare this tournament open, let us recommit ourselves to fair play, discipline, respect for officials, and the true spirit of the game. Because always remember, players, the umpire's decision is final. We have a code of conduct now. We have a code of ethics and behavior which is unbecoming, etc., contrary to the rules and the regulations, can have consequences which may be very serious. May this competition be fiercely contested, professionally conducted, and be remembered for its excellence. I thank you with my opening remarks. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite to the podium the President of Ttcb Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board and the first Vice President of Cricket West Indies, Mr. Azim Bassarat, to give his opening remarks. A round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Henry Chase, General Secretary of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, Mr. Altaf Baksh, First Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board and Director at Cricket West Indies, other officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, members of the board, Mr. Nicholas Primchan, owner of Fial Footwear and Clothing and sponsor of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board Under-19 Interzone Tournament 2026 and beyond, players, coaches, managers, members of staff, members of the media. Good morning, everyone. Let me, on behalf of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, thank you for joining us here today at the National Cricket Center for the launch of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board's 2026 Under-19 Interzone Tournament. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome all in attendance this morning, our valued sponsor, invited guests, officials from the various zones, members of the media, and most importantly, the outstanding young cricketers who will be showcasing their talent over the coming weeks. The Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board views the Under-19 Interzone Tournament as one of the most crucial pillars of our national development framework. It represents a major stepping stone for young players aspiring to wear the converted red of the Trinidad and Tobago at the senior level and ultimately to represent the West Indies with pride. This tournament is not merely a competition, it is a pathway. The majority of the talented youngsters involved in this Fial-sponsored tournament would have progressed through our structured age group system, beginning at the under-13 level and continuing through the under-15s and under-17s cricket. These competitions have remained the bedrock of TTCB's youth development program, consistently providing opportunities for young cricketers from every corner of our nation, including Tobago, to realize their fullest potential. And history has shown us exactly what these pathways can produce. Many of Trinidad and Tobago's finest cricketing ambassadors emerged from this very system. Legends such as Brian Lara, Ian Bishop, Dwayne Bravo, Dinesh Ramdin, Kyron Pollard, and Sunil Narayan all benefited from these youth cricket structures that identified talent early and nurtured it with care and discipline. And in more recent times, we have witnessed the rise of the modern stars such as Nicholas Puran, Akil Hussain, Shannon Gabriel, and Jason Mohammed, players who have proudly carried the Trinidad and Tobago banner at the international level and across the global franchise circuit. They are living proof of that journey from interzone cricket to the world stage is not a fantasy. It is a pathway that begins right here. The next generation now sits before us. This morning, we must also acknowledge and deeply appreciate the timely and meaningful contribution of Mr. Nicholas Primchan and Fial, whose demonstration of corporate and social responsibility truly stands out on the national sporting landscape. Following the conclusion of this tournament, the National Under-19 selection panel will begin the important task of identifying a squad to represent Trinidad and Tobago at the Cricket West Indies Rising Star Under-19 Championship in Antigua. This regional platform will serve as a crucial springboard for our best talent to announce to the Caribbean that Trinidad and Tobago continues to be rich with promise, skill, and cricketing excellence. I'm especially pleased to see so many of the young players present here this morning. You represent not only your respective zones, but a collective leadership pool that will serve our nation for many years to come. At this significant stage of your careers, you are already role models for those hoping to follow in your footsteps. Your exploits bring pride and joy not only to your families and communities, but to Trinidad and Tobago and the wider Caribbean. We all know that regional cricket has not always reflected the immense talent, sacrifice, and commitment our cricketers have consistently displayed. Yet, we remain hopeful that this present crop will be a rich fruit in the not-too-distant future. Fial has pledged a continuing relationship with the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, and we in turn are committed to providing the holistic support required to launch these young men into national, regional, and even international stardom. Success in cricket, as in life, is underlined by three key pillars: physical health, mental well-being, and social development. These are not secret ingredients. They are values that must be cultivated. The Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board competitive framework encourages teamwork, cooperation, communication, discipline, responsibility, and resilience. Our young players are afforded valuable opportunities for friendship, community engagement, and personal growth. Life lessons that will guide them long after they leave the cricket field. They will learn the importance of making choices that have a positive impact in every endeavor they pursue, on a journey that many of them will remember began right here in youth cricket. According to one study, young people who play cricket are 40% more likely to report higher life satisfaction, and I can safely say I see many contented and determined faces here this morning. This emphasis on mental and psychological readiness is a vital component of the modern game, sharpening critical thinking and preparing players for higher levels of competition. Many inductees of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board Cricket Academy have successfully graduated through the Under-19 ranks and benefited from specialized training through living camps right here at the Sir Frank Worrell Development Center next door. The Under-19 stage therefore offers players the opportunity to further burnish their blossoming skills and stake a claim for national selection. In keeping with our long-term vision, the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board places great emphasis on capturing this latent talent and channel it beyond under-19 cricket into our under-23 framework, including a seamless progression into senior representation. This age group is perfectly positioned to produce naturally gifted cricketers who are physically, mentally, and emotionally prepared to assume the role of national and regional players. The Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board is deeply indebted to our corporate friends of cricket, such as Fial and Mr. Premchand, who have put their hand up to contribute meaningfully to national youth development. This partnership is especially valued at a crucial time given the economic challenges facing non-government sporting bodies such as the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. Yet, we celebrate the good news that funding has been secured for all our 4 age group interzone tournaments this year, with the under-15s having commenced last month and completed their 3rd round just yesterday. And in another enterprising initiative, those under-15 players who were not selected for the main interzone competition are now gaining valuable match experience through the reserve tournament currently underway. In fulfilling our mandate to promote cricket and unknown talent in every nook and cranny of the nation, the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, under my stewardship, can point to undeniable success evidenced by the many Trinidad and Tobago cricketers who are now among the most sought-after players in international franchise leagues across the world. We assure Fial and Mr. Premchand that this under-19 tournament will follow the pattern of the well-run competitions under our purview. Venues have been secured, match officials appointed, uniforms ordered, and all logistics, including grounds, staffing, meals, and refreshments, have been fully catered for. We look forward to an exciting tournament and a group of young cricketers who will continue to serve local and regional cricket with distinction well into the future. As the great Vivian Richards once reminded us, and I quote, "The hallmark of a great player is not just talent, but the belief that you belong on the biggest stage." Young men, this tournament is your stage. Believe in your preparation, believe in your ability, and embrace the opportunity before you, because the journey from interzone cricket to international cricket has been walked before by many of our heroes, and it can be walked again by those of you who are seated here today. Thank you once again for your presence and your support and your belief in youth cricket. May this tournament be the first innings of many great careers for all of you. I wish you all success. Play hard, play fair, and play with pride. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for an exhilarating opening remark. It is said that enthusiasm is utilization of inner confidence and belief. And to be enthusiastic, you must act enthusiastically. Always go with a positive mental attitude, saying, yes, I can, yes, I must, yes, I will. And my law tutor always taught that there are the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. With these words, it is my privilege and honor to invite to the podium the Managing Director of Fial Footwear and Clothing and the sponsor for the Under-19 Youth Development Interzone Tournament 2026. A round of applause for Mr. Nicholas Premchand.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, distinguished guests, coaches, and most importantly, young cricketers.
Yeah, let me just bring this in.
It is both an honor and privilege for me to stand here this evening on behalf of Fial at the launch of this tournament. I am especially proud to be in such esteemed company alongside the President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, the executives, and the many dedicated individuals who continue to invest their time, energy, and passion into the development of cricket in Trinidad and Tobago. Cricket is not merely a sport in this country, it is a pillar of our culture. It represents discipline, unity, pride, and national identity. For generations, it has brought our communities together and given young people a pathway to growth, opportunity, and excellence. For me, personally, this partnership is deeply meaningful. Cricket was my first love. From a very young age, I developed a passion for the game, the discipline of training, the camaraderie of a team, and the pride of representing something greater than myself. Over the past few years, we at Fial has closely observed the work of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. We have seen the commitment to youth development, the structures being put in place, and the genuine effort to create opportunities for the next generation of players. What stood out to us was not only the vision, but the consistency and dedication behind that vision. And this is precisely why we chose to get involved. Fial is fully committed to working alongside the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. This is not simply a sponsor. It is a statement of partnership and shared responsibility. We believe in discipline, confidence, hard work, and excellence. The same values that cricket teaches every young player who steps on the field. Today, we proudly reaffirm our support to the board's vision, and we pledge our commitment to future partnerships that will continue to develop talent and strengthen the foundation of cricket in Trinidad and Tobago. This tournament represents far more than a series of matches. It is a platform that allows young talent to rise, confidence to grow, dreams to take place. Within this tournament, there are future national players, West Indies representatives, and perhaps even future legends of the game. At Fial, our mission is to inspire confidence and empower people to step forward into their best selves. Supporting youth cricket allows us to extend that mission beyond business and into the heart of our communities. Together, we are not launching a tournament. We are investing in the future of Trinidad and Tobago cricket. I thank you and wish everyone a successful and memorable tournament.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nicholas Premchand. And what is important in those opening remarks, this is not about sponsorship only, it's about partnership and shared responsibility coupled with discipline. And this is an investment in the future. Very important. It would be remiss of me not to mention in our presence here Mr. Arjun Ramlal, who is now a special director of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, a former first vice president of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, and a member of the executive, and he has been in cricket for a very long time. I still rely on his experience as it relates to matter of regulations, its interpretation, and the Constitution. So I'd like you guys to give Mr. Arjun Ramlal a round of applause. Can you stand, Mr. Ramlal, please? Thank you very much, Mr. Ramlal. We will now have the presentation of the check by Mr. Premchand to the President Azim Bassarat. Thank you very much. You gentlemen can remain there. Remain there still, gentlemen. There's a presentation of token from Mr. Premchand to Mr. Bassarat. And vice versa, a presentation of token from the President, Mr. Azim Bassarat, to Mr. Nicholas Premchand. Before we have the photo session, it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium to give the vote of thanks the first Vice President of Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, a man who I've known for some time in the cricketing field, Mr. Altaf Bash. A round of applause for him, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henry Chase, Master of Ceremonies for today's program, and also Executive Member of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, Mr. Azim Bassarat, President of the TTCB and Vice President of Cricket West Indies, other executive members, coaches, the media, managers, and of course you, the players. The Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, as we all know, is a non-profit organization. And we always look forward in order to ensure that our programs are funded and it can be executed. We depend on the corporate sector. And hence the reason we applaud the effort and bringing on board Mr. Nicholas Premchand of Fial Sporting Footwear and Clothing. Let's put our hands together to thank Mr. Nicholas Premchand for coming on board. And as he mentioned, he's looking to build a partnership with TTCB, which pretty much tells us that we are looking at continuity of sponsorship from Fial Clothing and Footwear. So we look forward to having you as part of the TTCB family in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, the players we have in front of us here, it would have taken a process to get this developed product. And if we go back to how they would have been developed, we have to first of all thank the input of their parents for ensuring that they were able to mix their academics with their studies, all the going around to the different coaching schools and so on. So we thank all parents, of course, at the foundation level as well, the coaches at the primary school level, secondary school level, and of course the coaches and administration at all zones for the development, for ensuring that you have players developed who can address the radar of the national selectors. So we look forward for a very competitive tournament. Remember that this is the transition, as mentioned by previous speakers, transition to the national senior team, Red Force, and by extension, West Indies. So you carry the baton, and you have to attend to your various aspects of your game to ensure that you develop to your fullest capability. The Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board would have done its part in your holistic development, as the President would have mentioned. And we had our Cricket Academy, as well as the various age group tournaments which would have you would have passed through in order to reach at this stage. So we want to thank all those who would have come on board to ensure that you have reached in this position. In addition, it starts at the grassroots level, and we want to thank, recently we partnered with the sport company of Trinidad and Tobago to ensure that there are 2 centers in each of the zones that we are developing players from age 9 to 12. Furthermore, in both the under 15 and under 19, the TTCB would have ensured that if you cannot make the first team, there's a reserve team so that we capture all those players who will be given another chance to be able to represent their respective zones. Finally, I want to thank the Zonal Development and Competitions Committee for the hard work they have done in getting this tournament to a good footing. The chairman, Avina Suruj, and Ravi as the secretary would have done an excellent job in communication with the TTCB office, with Anna Grant, ensuring that all systems are in place for an effective and efficient tournament. We want to thank the media for being present here as well to cover the launch of this significant tournament. So we look forward to an excellent tournament. So you remember, you have to ensure that your personal goals are met by doing your homework, attending to all aspects of your game while you still mix your academics with your sport. So we thank all of you for being present. Mr. Henry Chase for doing an excellent job as the chairman. And we look forward to a very successful Under-19 tournament. And thanks again to Mr. Nicholas Premchand for being present today and offering the funding for this tournament. And we look forward to future support from you and the corporate sector. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Altaf Bash, first Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. And was mentioned, I recognize the third Vice President of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, Mr. Avinash Saroj, because I was looking on social media, whereby as chairman for the various zones, Sport TT was involved in training of clubs as it relates to regulatory provisions in order to access funding, and that will be going around to all the zones. So I applaud Mr. Sergiu's chairmanship and his input in this regard, because club funding and having a knowledge as to these clubs as NPOs, etc., is essential. And that will be going around to the various zones for such training. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the photo session among the players, as well as members of the executive. Much, gentlemen. Lunch will be served on the outside. Thank you very much, and God bless.